Create that energy. Let's go.
I'm Kat, and this is
Brenda.
and you are watching Babes Unscripted. The metaverse is, when I tell you, I'm so glad I don't have to get up and go to a gym anymore. And look at that nasty shower, or look at that sweaty seat that a guy just got off of to go in it. I can just, that's how I lost my 30 pounds, by going to the Oculus, doing Supernatural, FitXR. But
That's
in
awesome.
addition to that, so the course that she gave the other day on Spatial IO, I created my own museum of all of the photos of my grandparents, from both sides. So when my family comes into this space, they can take a tour, and they're gonna see their, like, all of the nieces and nephews and great grand nieces and nephews. They're gonna see and come in and look at the whole family tree through this beautiful museum that you can just walk in. So but then I have another room where you can come in and just relax for 3 minutes. It's a little video with meditation. And I want to teach you, Kat, how to do this in there. So because your meditation on your magic vibes thing, I was like, I do that every morning now. So I'm like, if I don't tell Kat tonight how she changed my life in like 6 days, you would not believe the responses I'm giving to people that trigger me.
Wow.
You're
gonna make me cry.
Amazing.
For real. Because people send me, I still have like some triggers from family. Like, they think that because they're the older sibling that they have the right to talk to you a certain way.
Oh, of course.
They try to correct you all the time. And the water shower, which was day 5, to just look at the light. I got a text, and I'm like, that is awesome. Because in the past, I would just be like, ain't this really?
You start getting worked up.
And I'm like,
yeah.
what is that all about? And you mentioned a lot of things in the meditation video, like to just let it go. It's a new day. I'm like, Kat is amazing. Because
Aww.
because I chill. Because even at work, I'm very assertive at work, because I like things not to be perfect, but I don't like to be reactive towards things. I like to be proactive. So I've been there for 34 years. Nothing's changed. You still have to serve the students the same way. The only thing that changes are the students, who they are, the way they behave, and maybe sometimes the software. But the idea that you still have to serve them with a room that's safe, that is clean, that doesn't change. No matter how many years. It's still there. As long as it's a dorm, it's gonna be the same concept. So sometimes I get a little bit worked up, but I learned to let the people on that level do their work.
I love it.
And leave it alone.
Isn't that amazing? That's like the most amazing thing like I've learned too. Like through Tony's verse. I call it Tony verse because it's like huge. But I've learned to respond differently to people. You know what I mean? Like, and like thinking about it now, I went to this party for my former department, and I started feeling bad in a way because I was like, oh my God. I was like, I used to respond so like rash, right? Like ang with so much anger whenever like, maybe I felt like I wasn't treated right or there was some unfairness. Instead of like, kind of like bringing the positivity and just say, hey, you know what? It's okay. I'm still here. You know what I mean? Like looking at the
Yeah.
brighter side, of the positive side. I used to be like so angry and it just like I worked myself up even more. And oh man, I wish I could go back and I would
Yeah.
just do things so much
The-
differently because it
But
Yeah.
just
it's,
gives you so much peace.
yeah, it's a learning lesson.
Mm,
And I don't know how much to thank you because even the therapist wasn't able to do this part
Oh,
for me. Seriously. Like
exactly.
if I tell you that the past week I've gotten so much like positive things and it's based on my response because I had to learn like why am I behaving this way? Why is it that it has to be this way? Because no matter how much you tell the person over and over again, dude, what are you gonna do differently? So I had to take my own advice, right? That I give to other
Exactly.
people. What am I gonna do differently to have a different result? And I have a situation with a sibling where we're in sibling rivalry type of thing, but it's not that bad. But it's like, when are you, me, gonna learn that that's who they are and what the way they're behaving doesn't really mean that it's you, really. So you need to look back and find out what that's. So I'm just like, it's gonna be
Get
okay.
magic vibes, guys. Get that magic
Magic
vibes.
vibes, let me tell you. So,
yay.
and every night I'm doing my assignment. I don't go to bed. Before I go to bed, I'm working out for at least 40 minutes. I don't eat, and I do my homework assignment, which was number 3, I think it was. I know what to do, but but my little table, my little thank you table. Oh my God, the flowers are. I never smell. Okay, I hate flowers. Well, I hate it. I hate flowers because I always associated with flowers to death,
Mm.
to like negative, something always negative. So I always tell people that whatever you do, don't get me flowers. Like, and when they would come with flowers, I'm like, this is not gonna work. Because like, how many times I have to tell you? So I don't want to brag, but Kat was like, you can put flowers, and I'm like, maybe I could put flowers. Like, why not? But they smell so good. You saw a picture, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my God. And my daughter was like, oh, mom, this is awesome. I was like, you have a little pad there. You can write your thank you note and put it in a box and we'll talk about it Thanksgiving. Just like Kat said. And she loves it. She's like, ooh, that's awesome. So she has like, I only have like 3 cards left. I'm like, what's she doing? So I said, you have to make sure before you go out the door to leave this home with a thank you note to whoever, whatever. My kids never met my mom, so that's something that I also like,
Mm.
talk about. I talk to them about her a lot. I show them videos. At least I have videos, so that's it. But yeah, so I love that. I love it. Aside from the Dominican culture where we have our own altar, ancestry altar, I said no, I'm gonna
Mhm.
have a different one because that's more private. I don't have it out there. So I love it. I love it.
That makes me
And
so
thank you.
happy. Thank
Yeah.
you, because that is my mission, right? I
Yeah.
really worked hard in my life to find tools to overcome a lot of anger and frustration. I had quite a few different challenges growing up and even in adulthood, right? And that is the juice, is really just finding like what can I be grateful for. And every single day I still do it because I get into my moods. Even today, it was just one of those days I was at the doctor and they sent this to the pharmacy, that didn't go to the pharmacy, and then this day and we're closing at 1:30, and I'm like, but I've been here for an hour, right? Just give me my medicine, right? And then I was like, you know what? No, let's be grateful. Right? Like, what can we be grateful for?
Mhm.
And yeah, and it's just like you really just have to get present in every moment, and then magic starts happening. And then the minute I start to get grateful, I found this coffee table right outside that somebody was throwing away that I ended up putting in my car because I am getting furniture to furnish my dad's house. I'm buying my father's house and I'm gonna furnish it with, furniture clearly, but I'm just like, all
Right.
right, like, how am I gonna find all this money for furniture if I'm buying the house and, I'm trying to budget. And of course, I come outside and here's this beautiful coffee table, just like a gift for me. I'm like, and there's the magic of gratitude, right? That's the
I
magic
love it.
vibe.
For real. And sometimes I look at it like, okay, so if my schedule didn't work out the way it worked out, this is how I think about it. Because of September 11th, the people who decided to get to work late that day, who made it was just that's how it was gonna happen. So I look at it things like I look at things like that. Like I wake up in the morning with my 10 gratitudes now, and I'm like, if I miss the train and I'm gonna be late, I don't care two damn shit if my boss is upset, whatever. It is what it is. And I'm gonna go in there and tell them, you want me to make up the 5 little minutes? Did you miss me? Like, I'll make up the 5 little minutes. But it just happened that way, you know. And so I believe strongly that your intuition with your daily routine, wherever you feel in the stomach gut, like just let it flow. Who knows if that medicine was not gonna be good for you or whatever? Like who knows? Or the timing or that those 5 minutes or an hour you said, right? That whole hour, if you would have gotten earlier, you never know.
Yeah. No, you're
But
absolutely right.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
absolutely right.
so
Where
I love
where
it.
were you in during 9/11? Speaking of
In my
that.
office,
Yeah.
in my office, at
Mhm.
that time I used to work for a director, and we had a conference room with a TV, and we were getting a lot of phone calls from parents like, "What's going on?" And my daughter, because um, you guys know that Columbia University started in Trinity Church and Wall Street, that area. So Columbia University owns almost the whole New York. And uh, gratefully, I had no one that I knew that worked there. However, I didn't know until afterwards that I did know people that worked there, but nothing happened to them. So apparently, there was like a football game or something the night before where people would either come in late the next day. There was something going on the night before that happened where um, my two sisters, their husband worked in that. So they're survivors, and I think what happens with the survivors is that they are more um, affected by it than the people who had family, who passed away. But I was in the office, and we were getting all these phone calls, and um, after you experience the death of your mom, it's just a weird thing that it's not that nothing else matters. It's just that you're so grateful that you learn what you learn, you know?
Mm.
So I walk around like, even though before your Magic Vibes book or process, the 30-day process of it, I got it now. For some reason, I feel like I've always lived my life with gratitude because losing your mom is like, ah,
Yeah.
you know, or losing a child too.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
I've always been prepared. I've always lived life to the fullest, no matter what, and the present. I find times where I'm like a little lost and a little chaotic, but I center myself again. Like, no, I'm not going to engage in that negativity. I'm not going to engage into this. I'm going to really like just do me.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
And that's it. A lot of people, when I was raising my two daughters, I always took a trip by myself for the year.
Oh,
And
That's
wow.
every
That's
good.
great
That's
advice.
really good. It
by
is.
myself. And I encourage mothers to do that. I don't care where you get the money. Really, I don't. But you need to have some time for yourself. So self-care Sundays with salty coffee is what I do on Sundays on the
Yeah,
podcast.
that's something that I like. I actually, if I could go back, I would do. And see, the problem is sometimes, in certain family dynamics, especially in the Latin community, like it's really difficult to find someone to take care of your kids because they're thinking, oh, you're gonna have fun, but I didn't have fun. You need to take care of your
That's not
kid.
your
So
problem.
that used to be the fights all the time with me. It's like, listen, I need a break. You know what I mean? It's not that I'm gonna go party. I need a mental break, right? Because I'm always with my daughter. I'm always, you know, taking care of the house and taking care of going to school and doing all these things and working, but I never had that, self-care piece, and it took a toll on me, seriously. So that's actually really good that you did that.
Yeah.
And
So I
so,
would
salty coffee on self-care Sundays, you do that every Sunday, right? Can you
every
tell
I
us
love
Sunday at
more?
it.
11. So I do it live on the stereo app, but then I upload the talk onto my podcast on in Spotify. One of the reasons I would do one trip by myself and one trip for them, and then because I would have 5 weeks of vacation time, but I will always find 1 week a year for enhancing my skills, whether that be learning how to lobby. I lobbied for like 15 years. Um, Guess what I lobbied for that we
What?
actually got in New York? FMLA, paid FMLA.
Oh,
Guess what else
nice.
we lobbied for a good couple of years before we got it? Free tuition for city and state.
Oh, that's
Amazing.
Guess what else we
awesome.
lobbied for? What was that? Workers' comp reform,
Amazing.
unemployment
Yeah.
reform. I don't know if you guys remember back in like maybe early 2000s that all of a sudden, what if you were unemployed, they'll give you a card, a Citibank card, instead of sending you a check.
No, I don't remember that one.
Well, this was in New York, so maybe New Jersey.
Oh, maybe New
Yeah.
Jersey's. Yeah.
So at some point, people that I've never been unemployed, so I don't know what people are going through. So I need people to
Mhm.
tell me, you know, you dude, what's up? They were giving them a debit card, right? So guess what? If you live in the Bronx, there's no Citibank, there's no Chase, there's an ATM in the bodega. So when you go to the ATM, not only do they charge you,
They're gonna charge you a fee.
but you can only take out in increments of 200, which you can't pay your bills with $200.
Mhm.
And so it's just what?
Yeah.
Thinking of everyone, right? Like people that live in the Bronx that maybe don't have, that's crazy.
So
Wow.
those were the issues that I would collect from people in my community, the working community, to say, what can we do to make things better? Talk to me. Because I was blessed to have good in-laws who would take care of my girls so that I can go and do these things for other people because they knew that it
It's
was going to
amazing.
benefit not only me to learn how to do these things, but it's going to benefit the community and my daughters. Because,
Hmm.
all of the benefits that the young people who are coming into Colombia today, whether they are officers or union employees, those benefits came from hard work that we had to, work for. So, yeah.
Amazing. And your website has so many resources. It really does. And that's such a wonderful thing. We don't have a website for Babes Unscripted yet. However, you really have inspired me. I
Right.
really want to make it a place of resources for people as well.
Yeah.
And I'm so inspired by you just in general with everything that you contribute with just, you teach people how to use Canva, right? To get their
That was
business
a
started.
really good session
Yes,
for our
you
podcast, babe.
you teach people about technology and the metaverse, about just investing, so many different things. Like you really are a person of service, and I love that about you.
Hmm. And I
Yeah.
have a question. This is like off the left field
Uh-oh.
because you mentioned no, and it's important because I'm in another community and I ask the same question. I love to get perspective. This is more on the self-care and health. You mentioned that you have lost 30 pounds, you said?
30 pounds.
For give us nutritional and fitness tip. What do you do? Because
So
in
when
your
you
40s
go,
and 50, what do you do to do
so when
that
you go to
too?
the doctor, what does your doctor tell you once you leave? Like if you have high
Good,
blood pressure,
good luck. I'm
diabetes,
just kidding. Here's
don't
some
they tell
pills.
you like the results of your test or whatever? They always say, better
Mhm.
diet, Mediterranean
Yeah,
diet, and
yeah.
drink a lot of water. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So I went vegan in
Nice.
March. I did Dr. Bobby Price. I did his 28-day detox tea, and God, that was so hard. But in January, I did the dry January, so I stopped drinking alcohol. So I only drink it like really socially, like every 2 months or something. Stop drinking alcohol. I don't eat meat anymore. Maybe now I had a couple of wings the other day. And that's, like that's it. I don't have the desire to eat it anymore. My biggest thing was coffee for my blood pressure. That's just the hardest thing right now to cut. Um, Emphasis on salty coffee. But and the sugar. And those are the things that I really need to like really work hard on. And what I learned also is not to stop eating. Because I know people that are like, oh no, I just have 2 meals a day, I'm fasting. If you're working out, you need to eat. So I learned that too. So I'm eating um good food, I love lentils. So
Me too. I love
I
lentils.
I
I make lentil
mastered
soup,
my lentils.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you
I
make it in soup? I
mastered
make it in
yeah.
soup.
I make
So
it like a chili also. I
okay,
make it like
okay.
chili. Yeah.
We'll have to exchange some recipes with
Yeah, no, it's easy.
it.
It's like boom, boom, just garlic, like real stuff. Real. I don't do the powder thing. I don't try to do none of that. But so I try to work out at least 3 times a week. But I noticed that since I no longer take melatonin, that I have to exercise to go to sleep. So I do
Mm.
it every night. At least if I'm tired or if it's like late, I'll do at least 8 minutes on the Oculus. But sometimes I'm like, ooh. So I know Kat loves my videos because they have good
Yes.
music. She's like, you have to teach me. I was like, girl, I can't teach you that. You really have to like start low. It was hard. I was 212 pounds and I went down
Wow.
to
Good
182
job.
in October.
So
I was
proud of
Woo!
like,
you.
man,
Yes.
this is hard. This is hard. And the coaches, you can do this. You can hear it. And they are
Yeah.
wonderful. Their coaches. You got this. Twerk, 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 like because they do it. It's fun. It's a fun thing. So now I got Beat Saber, and that's like with music. So I'm gonna
Nice.
see. Yeah, so I try to incorporate fun things to do, fun games. They have Holo Fit. I use that too. So this is what I do. I have 4 apps that I use every day,
Tell us
and
the
I
apps.
yeah, and I try to do at least 1 hour because the battery goes out real quick. So Supernatural. So if you need guest passes for Supernatural, hit me up. Um, Fit XR. So Supernatural, I paid 175 for the year. And I calculated how much I was spending in the gym without using the gym because I was not going. And that everybody does that, right? Everybody goes to the gym, has the membership. I'll go tomorrow. Oh, I forgot my socks. Oh, I forgot my sneakers. It's like it's always
Yeah.
something. So Fit XR, Light Sport, that one they have like the free version that is really good to do the free version. Holo Fit, they have the free version. I like that one. That one is walking. Just 8 minutes a day walking, you're good. Sports, all in sports. I like to do the basketball because that works on my arm. So I'm always doing this, picking the ball
Nice.
and bowling. I like the bowling. I like the ping pong. So I like to do fun stuff. Um, Another thing that I did from October to now is to make sure that I completed 15,000 steps a day.
Nice. Because
Amazing. I love
10,000,
walking.
they usually say 10, but 15 is really good.
So if
Walking
I
is my
come,
thing.
yeah,
That's
so
what
if
I
I
love to
come
do.
home and I only have like 12, I'm gonna dance merengue until I get the 15. I mean, that's what we have to do. And they have the
Yes.
Zumba in the FitXR that I posted recently, the girl doing the merengue. And she's Dominican too, the instructor. So I
You
love
know
it.
what I've been thinking the other day? Because it's like it's similar to the Dominican like da da da. Have you heard that song? Da 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 da. And they have the tambores, right? Da, 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 da.
Hmm.
So in Honduras we have the same thing. We have the Garifuna who are the Africans that came to Honduras. So they do the tambores, right? So we do the punta. And I was thinking like I want to learn. Like I wanted to get on YouTube and I wanted to learn how to play it, right? The
Okay.
percussions and dance punta and put in, I don't know. I was thinking about that. Because I use it as a form of exercise.
So my dance instructor when I was younger in
Hmm.
the dance school, she actually has a virtual school. So if
Oh,
you want to
nice.
learn how to dance the traditional merengue, her oldest student is 85
Wow.
and her youngest is like 10 or something like that. But she gives virtual classes on Thursdays. So that would be amazing because you could do 1 hour of dancing merengue or
Hmm.
whatever, and she'll show you
Hmm.
the steps and she does the ballet steps, the positions. She goes into the stretching and she's really good. She's just very humble. But that's something that we can talk about, get together and
Yeah,
do it one night.
definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in to Babes Unscripted. We hope you've enjoyed today's episode and found it both entertaining and insightful. If you want more unfiltered and unscripted conversations, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notified when we post new episodes. Remember, life is unscripted, and we're here to embrace every moment of it with you. Until next time, stay unfiltered, stay authentic, and stay fabulous. This is your host, Brenda Paz and Kat, signing off Babes Unscripted. Bye now.